Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to more Fallout 4. And in today's episode, it's been a while since I've actually covered a specific mod and done a little bit of a review. Today we are going to take you through and show you how to get Workbench / Workshop Anywhere to work despite what platform you're on. Hope you're going to enjoy it. Let's do it! So if you've been building in Fallout 4 for a while, and like me, you've done most of the settlements, then a Workbench Anywhere or Workshop Anywhere is a great mod to have in your inventory, because basically what this does is it opens up the whole map, the whole Commonwealth, and you can pretty much build absolutely anywhere that you want to in it. I've got to say, more recently, that's what I've been doing a lot. Out of the last 6 builds I've done, 5 of them have been with Workshop or Workbench Anywhere. I keep calling it Workshop Anywhere because I'm just used to calling it that. The real name is Workbench Anywhere. But anyway, we're going to take you through and show you where to find it. It's available for Xbox, PlayStation and PC, so we'll show you where to find it and talk you through a few of the pros and cons of it, and then we'll show you exactly how to get it to work in game, and also maybe one other mod that you may need to help you with crafting resources. So if you're enthusiastic like I am and builder and you want to expand your creativity, this is the mod for you. I absolutely love it. This is one of my crutch mods, if you like, that I probably couldn't do without. So here we go, a Workbench Anywhere by Andrew CX, who is fairly well renowned modder for the Fallout 4 community. He is well known. He's over 233 mods that he created, and as you can see, the file size of this is absolutely huge. No, it isn't. 16 kilobits. It's tiny little mod. And his description says, Workbench Anywhere is a simple mod that allows you to summon a workshop mode workbench at any location. Now, we are going to go through in quite a little bit of detail the next kind of notes that are with the mod, because I think it's important before you start that you understand some of the things that he explains to you. So let's go through that now, and then I'll show you exactly how this all works in game. Okay, so it encourages to read this description fully before you use. The mod allows you to craft a workbench beacons at a chemistry bench. When you throw these, they will summon a workshop bench, and we'll show you all this wherever they hit. There are multiple different looks of the workbench available, and again, we'll go through all those. Now, limitation and known issues, and this is incredibly important, especially for PlayStation owners. These are due to the restrictions placed on mods by Sony. They cannot be corrected on PS4 unless these restrictions change. Use at your own risk. Now, I've got to say, before we get into these, I've been using Workbench Anywhere for many years, and I have not come across any issues with it. The one problem I have was recent, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, and I'll explain how to get around it. So, Workbench Anywhere locations have the following limitations. In many ways are more similar to a home plate than a full settlement. Okay, so understand that. Number 1, they don't appear in your settlement workshop list. So when you build anywhere on the map, it's not going to show up on the map as a name. You can't name it as a different settlement. It won't show up. Okay, that's the first thing. You can't connect via supply routes to other settlement locations. So basically, if you've played Fallout 4 for a while, you know that you can do the whole settlement, so the supply routes, and you can connect one settlement to the other. You can't do it with this mod. Okay, you can't move settlers or companions to them, so you can't have anybody in these builds that you use for with Workbench Anywhere. You just can't have anybody in them. Okay. You can't use them as far, because they're not markers on the map. You can't use them as fast travel points. The underlying properties of the location don't change. Enemies will still return, and most items can be scrapped. So what that's basically saying to you is, if you build in an area where there might be a lot of enemy activity, that's going to continue regardless of what you build there. And so just be aware of that. And yeah, any items that are around in the area you build, you can mostly you can scrap, and I have been able to do that with all kinds of debris that's around once you throw the workshop down. Underlying properties of the location don't change, so we've done that. Some surfaces don't allow direct placement of objects on them in the workshop mode. These behave as if the floor isn't there, and I'll show you how to get round that, and it tells you that you need a starter floor, and again I'll explain that as we go. So a few things for you to understand before you use it. None of them are really game breaking, they're just the fact that, you know, there's several things that this mod will just not allow you to do that a normal settlement build would allow you to do. Okay, so a little bit of preparation you're going to need, and you pretty much need to do this once, and then if you're continuing to build with the mod settlement after settlement, you just need to craft yourself a chemistry bench after this. So you will need a chemistry bench to start with to get the necessary bits. So open your chemistry bench to the crafting and scroll all the way down, and you should see, if it's installed properly, workshop anywhere, right at the bottom of the list there. And you can see the mod's called Workbench Anywhere, but yet this is Workshop Anywhere, so that's where the confusion comes in. But you're looking for Workshop Anywhere. Click Select, and it gives you a number of different options here now. We'll talk about the buildable floor starter surface a little bit later on, but essentially what you want to do is just select and build one of these or a number of these. Now, the one that I generally go with is this workbench standard. You can have yours as a USA flag, a red post, whatever you like. These, they all do the same thing, they just look a little bit different. A Brotherhood of Steel flag, an Institute flag, whatever. So basically what you do is, we're going to go Workshop Bench Anywhere, and I'm going to make one of those. And I'll make a flag as well just to show you, and I'll make a red post just to show you. So you can see it crafts it, and that's all you have to do with the workbench. Now, there we go, all good to go. Now, what it will do is it will put this in your inventory, and I'll show you where that puts it. So bring your Pip-Boy up, go to inventory, and you want to be in weapons. Scroll all the way down, and you'll see, look, there they are. They're in my weapons, and they're basically show up as grenades. So you can see there's a red post, there's the standard, there's the US flag. So that's the important thing to know, where to craft them and where to find them. Okay, so now let's go and find a location, and I'll show you what you do to get this to work. Okay, so here's just a random location close to Sanctuary. Sanctuary is just over the hill here. And you can see there's a number of things lying around here. And so it's perfect for this. So basically, make sure that your whatever one of these that you want to choose is equipped. And then just throw it like you would normally throw a grenade. So just target where you want to throw it. Release, there you go, and it will it'll make a workbench for you, just to show you that you can do more than depending on what one you choose. Press, hold, and there's the US flag. Now, once you've got it where you want, we just open it as a normal workshop, and if you don't get it in the right location, don't worry, because I'll show you how to fix that in a second. Okay, so we're going to store that. So we got our workbench here now. One thing you can do is you can actually pick it up and move it around if you want to. You don't. It's not, if you get in the wrong location or if you make a build, you can actually move that around, which is a quite nice feature. But let me tell you, the build area that this gives you is pretty generous. Now you can see now these assets are what Bethesda have put into the game. You can actually scrap them. You can see there. Here we go. Not a problem to scrap them. Now, the biggest issue you're going to have, so some will scrap. So we had a couple of dogs there that were giving us a bit of grief, so I'm just going to scrap all of those. They attacked us before I started the video. Put all those in. So here is the biggest issue you're going to have, I think, we're using this mod. So if I look at, if I go, let's get out of the workshop. Let's get out of the workshop mode. If I go to transfer and I see what's in here, we actually don't have any resources in the workshop anywhere workbench. So you're going to have to add resources, either bring them with you, or my suggestion is that you use a mod like Cheat Terminal. I use Cheat Terminal. Let's show you that now, and then I'll show you how it works. So this is a Cheat Terminal for Xbox One. I found a PC version. I could not find a version for PlayStation. Sorry. So guys, if anybody does know a similar mod like this for PlayStation, please leave it in the comments down below and I'll let the community know. This is by Nexus AU. He's created 4 mods, or she, and it's a 5.9 megabyte download, very small. But what it allows you to do is it allows you to craft a whole lot of assets, all kinds of assets that you'll get in the game. There's a whole lot of things it can do. I mostly use it for generating crafting items, and I'll show you where to find it in the menus and how to do that and how to get the crafting items into your inventory and then into your workshop. Okay, so you're going to find Cheat Terminal in your Pip-Boy. So I'm going to open up my Pip-Boy now. In your inventory in miscellaneous. So you can see right there at the top, Cheat Terminal Portable is what it will be called. And basically it's a holotape, so I'll just load the holotape like that, and it gives you a whole lot of menu items. Now the one that I generally use, I go to items and equipment, go to crafting, and there's all your crafting resources. And generally what I would do is add every component, and I'll probably hit that about 4 times. I'm not going to do it in this situation, but I will craft some wood like that, and it will craft 500 wood added, and then we'll get out of that. And then all you have to do once you've done that a couple of times is just go across to your workbench, and you can actually do this standing right next to your workbench. Transfer, store all junk, and there is your 500 wood. Boom. As easy as that. Now one thing I have found, which is kind of curious in the last few builds, is I actually picked up all the resources. If I've finished a build, I'll pick up all my resources at the workshop anywhere workbench, and I can actually fast travel them. Even though I'm an incumbent, I can fast travel them, and I dump them into my new workshop for the new build. So you can actually, when you're finished, if you've got extra resources sitting there, just take them out and move them to your next build. Now, once you're into build mode, you just get in build mode as you normally would. The amount of space and building space is pretty generous in this mod. Now, I'm not going to have all these resources available because I've only put a limited amount of wood in here, but let me just pick up one of these and we'll start walking, and I'll show you how far we will get with this before we kind of hit the barrier. And it's, I can tell you, if you look at the area, we're going, keep going. It's about here. So yeah, about there. So if you turn around, and I'll show you where we are in relationship to the workshop. Actually, we're still going, and the workshop's way down there. So you can see it gives you a huge area to build in. Now the last thing I want to show you is just this buildable floor. If you do come into a problem where you're finding you can't place items. So the only time I've ever had a problem with this mod and the fact that I couldn't place items was in this build here, which is right next to Nordhagen Beach. If you haven't seen this build, I will leave a link down below so you can check it out. But yeah, this was from Quicksmoke's checkpoint challenge. And so for some reason it just would not allow me to place items. So the first thing I did, I put my workshop down, which is, you can see it's hidden in there, sort of. And then I, as you would do normally, you have to craft another grenade, which is the starter floor. and then you just drop it in the same way as you did with your original grenade with your workbench. So very, very simple fixes. It allowed me to fix that problem straight away, and yeah, I was able to keep building. So there you go, guys. That's all I had to say about Workbench / Workshop Anywhere. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it's informative, and it maybe gives you a few more options to continue building in areas that you probably never even thought about building in the Commonwealth. If you did enjoy it and it was informative in the video today, a like rating's always appreciated. I love hearing your comments and your own experiences, so please feel free to leave comments down below, and we will catch you next time on Gaming for XP. See ya.